to another Blueprint video. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through an introduction to the skill set TAESS 0009. My name's Jenny Field and I'm one of the trainers and assessors in the TAE group at Blueprint. This skill set has been designed to meet the needs of the newly endorsed FSK training package. However, the skill set itself has actually been around since 2010. Many of you will have the LLN 411 unit, as this is now a core unit for the Cert 4 in training and assessment. And therefore, you only need to do the other two units, LLN 412 and LLN 413. So what is a skill set? Basically, a skill set is a group of one or more units or competencies that have been put together. They do not form a whole qualification, but they are designed to meet client needs, licensing requirements, compliance requirements, or cover specific knowledge in an emerging area. So the need for this skill set came about because the newly endorsed qualifications for the FSK training package, released in November 2019, now carry very detailed information about the assessor requirements. And you can go to any of your FSK units and have a look at the assessment conditions by using training.gov.au, and you will see what is required for you to be able to assess FSK units. Here's an example, and you can see here that the assessor must satisfy the requirements of assessors in applicable vocational education and training legislation, have a sound knowledge and understanding of the ACSF, and have demonstrated expertise, knowledge and skills in the vocational contextualisation and assessment of digital technology, and have completed the following or equivalent. And that following is the TAESS 0009 Address Foundation Skills in Vocational Practice skill set, or hold a higher qualification. And this might include a grad dip of adult language literacy and numeracy practices. It might be a higher level TAESS000 qualification, a Bachelor of Education, a grad cert, or a grad dip of education. Most importantly, you should always talk to the compliance team within your RTO to determine what the RTO requires, as well as what the training package requires. So what does the journey look like? Firstly, we will recognise that you already have completed the TAE LLN 411. And for any students who haven't completed this, then this is the first unit that you will work on before you move any further. We also recognise that you have the TAE qualification or a higher qualification in teaching and learning. So the two units that we cover in our projects are the LLN 412. This unit describes the skills and knowledge that vocational trainers and assessors need to access resources, which include collaboration with foundation skills specialists in order to integrate foundation skills into the VET sector. And then we look at the unit TAE LLN 413, and this unit describes the skills and knowledge that VET trainers need to identify the foundation skills requirements that are critical to vocational competence within a VET framework. It covers how to plan, design, and address those requirements using integrated approaches. When you go into your Axcelerate student portal, you will find that there are a number of activities that you need to complete. There is the introduction and getting started, which includes you completing a stat deck. always read the instructions. For instance, in the stat deck, many people don't read the instructions in the left-hand column. And we need to send the stat deck back to them. What do the instructions say? They say put your name, address and occupation on the top line of your stat deck. Stat decks can be signed by JPs, doctors, chemists, teachers. There is a long list on page 2 of your stat deck of declarants that you can sign your stat deck in front of. Within the RCC evidence, you're going to be uploading a copy of your TAE LLN 411. You'll upload your resume and you'll do a self-assessment and third-party report. And then there are 6 projects. Project 6 you are going to start in parallel with Project 1 because Project 6 requires you to upload your PD log. But you're going to start making your PD log from the moment you begin Project 1. Project 1 is a research case study that you're going to identify why foundation skills are so important in the vet sector, how you're going to integrate foundation skills into your vet training, what are the professional responsibilities of trainers and assessors in the vet sector when it relates to foundation skills. And lastly, you'll do a little bit of research around the C program. That's Skills for Education and Employment. It's a federally funded program and you will find lots of information on the internet about the program. In Project 2 and 3, you're going to take a deep dive into the ACSF and the core skills for work. And in Project 4 and 5, you will be doing more hands-on practical work. But as you work through Project 1 through to 5, you will be directed to certain readings. You'll do additional research on your own. And we want you to document all of your readings or your resources that you access on the PD log. Then when you get to Project 6, all you need to do is upload the PD log, which you have now completed. So what are the 3 main documents we work with? We work with the Core Skills for Work framework. This is the framework that describes a set of non-technical skills, knowledge and understanding that underpin successful participation in work. There are 3 skill clusters: navigate the world of work, interact with others and get the work done. There are 10 skill areas, and then there are focus areas within the skill areas. And now you might be looking at the framework and thinking, I've seen those skill clusters somewhere before. That's because the Core Skills for Work framework makes up part of the foundation skills that are mapped within every unit of competency. The next framework that you're going to be working with is the ACSF framework. The ACSF framework includes learning, reading, writing, oral communication, and numeracy. That's the other part of the foundation skills. So when we put it all together, we have our technical or discipline-specific skills, we have our LLN skills, and we have our core skills for work. So if I was going to do a Cert 3 in automotive, we'd be looking at the technical skills, we'd be looking at the LLN skills, and we'd be looking at the core skills for work. So where to from here? Most importantly, you need to download 3 files from the resource folder to your computer. They are the Australian Core Skills Framework, the Blueprint Training Manual, and the Core Skills for Work framework. You will find in the Resources folder that there are many other documents for you to download, and these include additional readings that will help you with your research. There are templates that you will use throughout your projects. So really important that you go to the Resources area and have a look at what can be downloaded. And throughout this program, you need to do research. So there are great websites and great resources freely available to you. Here's just a brief variety. If you do a Google search on ACSF resources, like I've done, you may find Unlocking Workforce Potential, a guide for employers on how to use the ACSF in their workplaces, 2 great documents that have been developed by skill service organisations, Growing Skills, which focus on LLN for forest workers, and Trash Talk, which is another LLN document. You'll also be able to find a number of numeracy and literacy tests online. And lastly, don't forget VOCEDplus. VOCEDplus is a must-go-to place for all trainers and assessors. And they recently launched their Vet Practitioner Resource Portal. So you can find lots and lots of documents on VOCEDplus. Now that concludes our introduction. We're going to have a really short video for each project to guide you on your way. I'll talk to you again soon.